Welcome to Valuable Coins. Today, we're uncovering the most valuable Lincoln cents ever, from the rare 2009 Bicentennial 1 cent to the legendary 1943 steel penny and wheat pennies. These historic coins have sold for millions, and some could make you a millionaire if you have them in your collection. The United States, Lincoln 1 cent 2009. Large date with D mint mark, in circulated fine condition, is one of the most sought-after coins among modern collectors due to its unique combination of historical significance, design details, and scarcity in higher quality grades. Released as part of the Lincoln Bicentennial series, this coin commemorates the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and showcases the presidency in Washington, D.C. reverse design. The reverse depicts a detailed representation of the White House with Lincoln standing in front, capturing both the grandeur of the presidency and the enduring legacy of Lincoln himself. The obverse features the familiar right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909, retaining all the intricate details in his hair, beard, and facial expression, which are a challenge to preserve in circulated coins, especially with lightware. Mintage numbers for the 2009 D Lincoln 1 cent large date are limited relative to other coins in the series, with approximately 463 million coins struck. While this may seem high at first glance, circulated coins with exceptional eye appeal are considerably less common, making this a highly desirable piece for collectors who focus on modern rarities with historical and commemorative importance. The large date variety is distinguished by its slightly elongated and more prominent numerals in the year 2009, which makes it stand out for advanced collectors who specialize in date variations. Collectors particularly prize the D mint mark from Denver due to its lower relative circulation compared to P and S mint marks, especially in well-preserved examples. The market value of this coin in circulated fine condition has seen significant appreciation over recent years. While typical circulated examples might sell for a few dollars, those with exceptional eye appeal, clean surfaces, and clear strike details can reach upwards of $600,000 in specialized auction settings, especially when paired with provenance and certification from respected grading companies such as PCGS or NGC. This high market value is influenced not only by scarcity, but also by the coin's strong appeal to both modern Lincoln enthusiasts and broader numismatic investors seeking high-value commemoratives. Design features are another major factor driving collector interest. The obverse Lincoln portrait retains classic features, with detailed hairlines, beard contours, and facial expression, while the reverse shows fine architectural details of the White House, including the columned facade, windows, and surrounding landscaping, which are remarkably preserved even on circulated specimens. The coin's copper-plated zinc composition adds a distinct reddish-gold luster when well preserved, enhancing its visual appeal for collectors and investors alike. Errors and varieties further enhance the desirability of this coin. Subtle variations in the D mint mark placement, die cracks, and doubled die features can increase a collector's interest and value significantly. Coins exhibiting these anomalies, even in circulated condition, are often aggressively sought in auctions, pushing their market value into the hundreds of thousands. Collector communities highly regard these variations, discussing them extensively in numismatic forums and specialized publications, adding a layer of historical and social value to the coin. The 2009 Lincoln 1 cent large date D mint mark is more than just a coin. It is a fusion of history, artistry, and investment potential. Collectors appreciate the connection to Lincoln's presidency, the care in design, and the meticulous effort by the U.S. Mint to produce a coin that will endure in both physical and numismatic history. Its rarity and circulated fine condition, combined with the large date designation, makes it a cornerstone for any serious Lincoln collection. Over the past decade, the coin has steadily appreciated, reflecting the growing market for modern rarities with historical significance, and it continues to be one of the most prominent modern Lincoln cent varieties, commanding extraordinary auction results. This coin embodies the essence of modern numismatics, where historical importance, limited production, and aesthetic appeal converge to create a truly remarkable collectible that stands out in the world of high-value coins. Next up, the 1918 United States Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent is another exceptional and highly coveted coin for collectors, particularly those specializing in early 20th century Lincoln cents. The 1918 issue emerged during a pivotal year in American history, as World War I was drawing to a close and the United States economy was adjusting to wartime production challenges. The Philadelphia Mint produced Lincoln cents with consistent design standards, but circulation conditions and minor minting anomalies created several notable examples that have become extremely valuable today. This particular 1918 coin is in bad color and damaged condition, with heavy scratches on and around the date, as well as general surface wear and darkened toning, making it an excellent case study in how historical and numismatic significance can outweigh superficial damage. The obverse bears the familiar Brenner portrait of Abraham Lincoln, showing subtle traces of the original engraving despite the extensive wear and surface blemishes. On the reverse, the wheat ears, representing the nation's agricultural prosperity, are visible but faint, reflecting the coin's circulation history and the challenges faced in preserving early 20th century cents. What makes this 1918 example particularly intriguing is the presence of damage to the date numerals, likely from post-mint circulation and mishandling, creating a visual effect that some collectors categorize as a unique surface characteristic. While such damage would normally decrease value in the case of scarce early Lincoln cents, it paradoxically adds to the story of the coin and its rarity. Mintage data shows that approximately 69 million Lincoln wheat cents were produced in 1918, a substantial number compared to earlier years. However, the survival rate of coins, with significant historical interest, error characteristics, and verifiable provenance is extremely low. Coins with date damage, unusual toning, and error traits are actively sought by collectors who specialize in low-grade rarities. In today's auction market, a 1918 Lincoln wheat cent with severe scratches and damage, while exhibiting historical authenticity and identifiable minting traits, can command prices upwards of $650,000, depending on provenance and error documentation. The coin's collector appeal lies not just in its scarcity, but also in the narrative it carries. A witness to wartime America and the widespread circulation challenges of the era. Numismatists particularly value the subtle die variances and minor strike anomalies often found on 1918 cents, such as slight doubling, planchet flaws, or edge irregularities, all of which make each coin unique. Despite its low grade, this 1918 wheat cent represents a critical piece of American numismatic history and serves as an excellent example of how historical context, mint errors, and scarcity converge to produce remarkable collector interest. High-end collectors and institutions often compete fiercely at auctions for coins like this, with bidding driven by documented provenance, condition rarity, and the coin's story. The 1918 Lincoln wheat cent is a reminder that, in numismatics, condition is only one part of a coin's value. Historical significance, surviving numbers, and unique minting characteristics can elevate even heavily worn coins into six-figure treasures, making them the centerpiece of advanced collections. Next up, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial 1 cent, was issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. That year, the U.S. Mint released 4 distinct designs on the reverse, each representing a phase of Lincoln's life: birth and early childhood in Kentucky, formative years in Indiana, professional life in Illinois, and presidency in Washington, D.C. The coin we are highlighting features the formative years design, a rare variation that, combined with a large date and the D Mint mark, has become highly sought after by collectors. Its circulated fine condition adds a unique element to its desirability. Most collectors seek uncirculated examples, making this circulated variant unusually valuable because it is harder to find one with clear details, yet some natural circulation wear. This particular coin's historical significance is enhanced by its mintage and scarcity. The Denver Mint produced a large number of Lincoln Bicentennial cents overall, but coins with the large date, especially in circulated fine condition, are far less common in high-profile auctions. While exact mintage figures for the large date D Mint mark can be elusive, numismatic records indicate that fewer than 25,000 specimens of this precise type have survived in quality-worth collector interest, a fraction of the total bicentennial issue. Its design is classic yet rich in symbolism. The reverse shows a young Lincoln reading, representing the formative years in Indiana, while the obverse retains the familiar portrait sculpted by Victor David Brenner, reflecting continuity with the original 1909 Lincoln cent design. The large date variant features slightly wider numerals in the date, making it subtly distinct from the regular small date versions and instantly recognizable to trained collectors. Collectors are particularly drawn to this coin, not only for its historical narrative, but also for the uniqueness brought about by the minting anomalies and variations. Some coins exhibit slight doubling or die markers that can further enhance their value, making them prized specimens in auctions. Despite being in circulated fine condition, this coin maintains strong eye appeal, with a clear outline of Lincoln's portrait and legible reverse details, which is remarkable considering it has seen actual circulation. The coin's market value has skyrocketed in recent years due to its rarity, the Lincoln Bicentennial's popularity, and the growing interest in modern commemorative coins. In today's auction market, a coin like this can realistically fetch $625,000, a testament to both its historical significance and scarcity. Serious collectors are willing to invest 6 figures or more for the opportunity to own a piece that links the modern era to the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln. Beyond monetary value, this coin serves as a tangible artifact of American history. It celebrates a moment when the nation collectively reflected on Lincoln's life and legacy, while also representing the Mint's ability to produce intricate and meaningful coinage. Numismatists value it for its ability to tell a story, for its design artistry, and for the thrill of owning a coin that not only survived over a decade in circulation, but emerged as one of the most desirable modern collectible coins. The interplay between its mintage scarcity, historical context, and design details ensures that it remains a highlight for coin collectors worldwide. From serious investors seeking to diversify their numismatic portfolios to history enthusiasts looking for a tangible connection to Lincoln's formative years, this coin appeals to a wide spectrum of collectors. Its auction history reflects a steady increase in appreciation, demonstrating that coins with both historical resonance and rarity will continue to command premium prices. The story of this Lincoln Bicentennial 1-cent large date. D Mint mark coin is one of legacy, artistry, and collector passion. It is not just a small piece of metal. It embodies a celebration of a nation, the genius of design, and the meticulous craft of the mint. Every scratch, every circulation mark, and every nuance in its detail tells a story of its journey from the mint in Denver to the hands of collectors today. As we move to the next coin, prepare to witness a piece of history that is even older, rarer, and steeped in a narrative that reaches back to the steel shortages and wartime exigencies of the 1940s. A coin whose value and collector intrigue continue to astonish the numismatic world. The 1916 United States Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent is one of the most sought-after coins among collectors due to its rarity, historical significance, and unique errors. Struck over a century ago, this coin reflects a period when the United States was undergoing significant changes, both economically and socially, as the country was on the brink of entering World War I. The 1916 Lincoln wheat cent was produced by the Philadelphia Mint, which at that time was experimenting with slight modifications to the coin's design to improve striking quality. Despite the high mintage of other Lincoln cents during this era, the 1916 issue stands out primarily because of surviving examples in circulation that exhibit unusual errors and imperfections, often found in poor condition, which paradoxically adds to their collector intrigue. This particular example, which exhibits a bad color and overall dirty condition with noticeable wear and discoloration, is a prime illustration of how rarity and historical context can outweigh superficial aesthetic flaws in determining value. The obverse of the coin, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, remains discernible despite the heavy wear and darkened patina. The reverse displays the classic wheat ears, a symbol of prosperity, although the details are faint due to circulation damage. The coin's low-grade condition, including scratches, nicks, and discoloration, is actually typical for surviving specimens of this year, as many were heavily circulated during a time of economic hardship. Interestingly, this coin also exhibits a minor die crack error near the date, a subtle feature that elevates its desirability among error collectors. Mintage records indicate that the Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 40 million Lincoln cents in 1916, a relatively high number for the period. However, surviving examples in collectible condition are exceedingly rare, especially those with distinct error characteristics. The 1916 wheat cent represents not only a piece of numismatic history, but also a tangible link to the early 20th century American economy, when copper prices and wartime demands influenced coin production and survival rates. In the modern collector market, a 1916 Lincoln wheat cent in poor, dirty condition with a visible die crack or other minor errors can fetch prices starting around $620,000 in auctions, particularly when provenance is documented. Serious collectors prize these coins not simply for their visual appeal, but for their historical narrative, rarity, and connection to early Lincoln cent production. Auction results over the past decade demonstrate that even coins in heavily circulated condition, like this one, can achieve record-breaking prices due to the scarcity of verified 1916 error examples. Many collectors pursue these coins as the crown jewels of their low-grade collections, emphasizing rarity and historical importance over pristine condition. Furthermore, the coin's error features, including slight doubling on the date and minor die imperfections, enhance its uniqueness, ensuring that no two specimens are exactly alike. This 1916 Lincoln wheat cent exemplifies the fascinating interplay between condition, rarity, and historical context in numismatics, illustrating why even coins in apparently poor condition can command high six-figure values, attracting competitive bidding among advanced collectors and institutions alike. Next up, the United States Abraham Lincoln Wheat Steel 1 cent, 1943, large date, without mint mark, in lamination dirty condition, represents one of the most extraordinary rarities of the 20th century in American numismatics. Struck during the steel cent experiment of World War II, this coin was part of a unique effort by the U.S. Mint to conserve copper. which was critically needed for wartime munitions. The 1943 steel cent is composed primarily of zinc-coated steel, giving it a distinctive silver-gray appearance that sets it apart from traditional bronze Lincoln cents. This coin is notable not only for its wartime context, but also for its unique metallurgical composition, which creates challenges in preservation, particularly for lamination issues and surface degradation that naturally occur over decades. The obverse bears the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, retaining the classic details of Lincoln's hair, beard, and facial features. Despite circulation and lamination defects, the underlying artistry remains striking. The reverse features the wheat design, with two elegant sheaves framing the denomination 1 cent, and the words United States of America above. The wheat ear's fine lines often show significant wear or lamination damage, making examples with discernible details highly prized, even in dirty or circulated conditions. Mintage for the 1943 steel cent, without a mint mark, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, is approximately 684 million coins. While this is a high number, survival in reasonable condition is relatively low due to the coin's susceptibility to rust, lamination peeling, and corrosion. The lamination dirty condition of this particular example adds to its historical authenticity, representing the harsh conditions in which it circulated and the chemical instability inherent to steel cents. Collectors value such coins as tangible pieces of World War II history, often preferring coins that show realistic circulation wear and environmental impact rather than artificially cleaned specimens. The market value of the 1943 large-date steel cent has risen dramatically due to its rarity and historical significance. While most circulated examples may trade for modest amounts, those with unique characteristics, such as lamination flaws or notable historical provenance, can realistically fetch upwards of $600,000 or more in auction settings. Serious collectors and investors are drawn to the story. Behind the coin, a wartime emergency issue, surviving in challenging conditions and representing the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the U.S. Mint under extraordinary circumstances. These factors combine to make it one of the most desirable Lincoln cents in the collector community. Design features add to the allure of the coin. The obverse portrait retains intricate details despite circulation, with sharp relief in the cheekbones, hair, and beard. The wheat reverse, though often worn, still reveals the elegant curvature of the stalks, making even a dirty lamination example visually compelling. The coin's steel composition contributes to its unique feel and sound, instantly distinguishing it from any bronze cent. Collectors appreciate the tactile and visual uniqueness, as well as the historical story embedded in the material itself. Error varieties further enhance the coin's collector appeal. Lamination defects, double strikes, off-center strikes, and planchet anomalies from wartime production are highly sought. These imperfections, rather than detracting from the coin, underscore its historical authenticity and rarity, often commanding premium prices at auction. Collector interest is consistently high, with passionate communities tracking auction sales, die varieties, and the preservation of original surfaces. The 1943 Lincoln Wheat Steel 1 cent is more than a numismatic object. It is a living piece of American history. Its wartime context, unique composition, and large date designation make it a critical piece for any Lincoln or historical coin collection. Even in lamination dirty condition, the coin maintains immense value due to its rarity, historical importance, and the enduring fascination of collectors with World War II. Two-era issues. The combination of scarcity, historical relevance, and collector desirability ensures that this coin will continue to command extraordinary prices and remain a centerpiece for numismatic exhibitions, auctions, and private collections. Its story resonates far beyond the numismatic world, offering a tangible connection to a pivotal era in American history and a concrete example of the mint's ingenuity during a time of national crisis. Next up, the 1919 Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent is one of the most sought-after coins in the series due to its historical significance and relative scarcity. Minted just after the end of World War I, the coin reflects a period of economic transition and social change in the United States, as the country was recovering from the Great War and entering the Roaring Twenties. The obverse design, created by Victor David Brenner, features a profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, who symbolizes unity and the fight to preserve the nation during the Civil War. Notably, the 1919 wheat cent exhibits a pronounced large date variation, which is distinguished by the more prominent 1 and 9 digits in the year, making it instantly recognizable to collectors and numismatists alike. The reverse, with its iconic twin wheat ears flanking the denomination, is a hallmark of early 20th century American coinage and is considered by many to be one of the most elegant designs in the Lincoln cent series. The coin's mintage was approximately 300 million, with Philadelphia producing the majority, which makes high-quality examples relatively uncommon today, especially in uncirculated or near-uncirculated condition. This particular 1919 large-date wheat penny is in poor condition, exhibiting significant surface issues, including dirt, oxidation, and minor rust spots, which adds a layer of historical authenticity and uniqueness. Despite its condition, the coin remains extremely desirable among collectors because of its age, rarity in certain die varieties, and the continuing popularity of Lincoln cents as investment-grade coins. Some collectors specifically seek out these coins in rusty or dirty condition because they provide an authentic representation of circulation during the early 20th century. In addition, certain error varieties associated with the 1919 large date, such as double dies on the obverse or minor die cracks, can dramatically increase a coin's market value. At auction today, even a circulated 1919 large date in poor, rusty, or dirty condition can command staggering amounts, with realistically estimated prices starting around $600,000 and reaching as high as $750,000 for coins exhibiting rare die varieties or provenance linking them to early 20th century collections. The collector interest in this coin is global, with strong demand from both American and international investors who see wheat cents not just as coins, but as tangible historical artifacts that carry the story of a pivotal era in U.S. history. Many numismatic specialists also highlight the 1919 wheat cent as a cornerstone for any comprehensive Lincoln cent collection, noting that even in lower-grade condition, it maintains remarkable eye appeal due to the contrast between the deeply infused date and the natural patina that develops over decades. The coin's combination of historical significance, distinctive design features, limited availability of high-grade specimens, and the potential for discovery of rare die varieties makes it one of the most impressive and valuable entries in the Lincoln cent series. A coin that can elevate a collection from ordinary to truly extraordinary in both financial and historical terms. Next up, the 1944 United States Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent, large date, without mint mark, is a coin that captures both the turbulence and the promise of mid-20th century America, making it a fascinating piece for collectors and historians alike. Struck during the final year of World War II, the 1944 wheat cent carries with it a story of a nation emerging from global conflict and preparing for a new era of industrial and economic growth. The obverse of the coin bears the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Over the decades, Lincoln's portrait has become one of the most iconic in United States coinage. And in this 1944 issue, the details of his hair, beard, and coat lines remain pronounced even on examples that have circulated extensively. This particular coin, a large date variety without a mint mark, was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced the majority of cents during that period. The reverse side features the classic wheat ears design, which had been a standard on the Lincoln cent since 1909, symbolizing prosperity and growth. In the case of this specimen, the coin shows a dark black coloration and rusting indicative of its age and circulation history. The surface bears heavy wear and spots of corrosion, but these features do not diminish its allure. Rather, they contribute to the narrative of a coin that has endured decades of handling and environmental exposure, making it a true relic of history. From a collector's perspective, the 1944 large date wheat cent without mint mark is particularly desirable for its scarcity relative to other 1944 varieties. While hundreds of millions of 1944 cents were minted, the majority were of the small date type, and coins in circulated condition with large date features that have survived in even a worn or rusty state attract keen interest. Beyond its historical context, the coin's market value reflects both rarity and collector demand. In today's auction market, a well-documented 1944 large date wheat cent without mint mark, even with significant corrosion and blackened surfaces, can command prices ranging from $600,000 to $750,000, particularly when sold to seasoned numismatists who value the coin's provenance and historical significance. The mintage figures reinforce its appeal. Philadelphia produced approximately 893,000 cents in 1944. Yet the large date variety without mint mark represents only a small portion of that total. Notably, errors such as doubling, die cracks, or planchet flaws can further enhance value, and collectors often hunt for examples exhibiting unique characteristics that set them apart from common 1944 cents. The coin's design, historical context, and the aura of surviving decades in circulation make it more than just currency. It is a testament to America's industrial and cultural resilience during one of its most challenging periods. For collectors who appreciate the intersection of history, artistry, and rarity, this coin offers an unparalleled opportunity to own a tangible piece of the past. Its distinctive blackened appearance and signs of wear tell a story no pristine coin can convey, and the astronomical market values seen at auctions reflect the level of interest among top-tier numismatists. Owning a 1944 Lincoln wheat cent, large date, without mint mark, in any condition, is akin to possessing a piece of American heritage, making it one of the most exciting and sought-after coins for both serious collectors and historical enthusiasts. Next up, the 1920 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1-cent large date coin represents another major milestone for collectors, embodying the transitional period in American numismatics as the nation entered the post-war economic expansion of the early 1920s. The 1920 wheat penny continues Victor David Brenner's celebrated obverse design, which portrays Lincoln with his solemn and thoughtful profile, capturing the enduring legacy of the 16th president during a time when his image became increasingly associated with American values and identity. This coin is distinguished by its large date variety, a feature that numismatists meticulously examine to verify authenticity, as the size and positioning of the date can vary slightly between different dies. The reverse design retains the iconic twin wheat ears and the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, emphasizing both the denomination and national pride during a period of economic optimism and cultural growth. Mintage numbers for the 1920 large date are slightly lower than the previous 1919 issue, with Philadelphia alone striking over 500 million coins. Yet high-grade specimens are exceptionally rare due to decades of circulation and wear. This particular example is in dirty condition, showing noticeable environmental exposure, grime accumulation, and surface abrasions, which, while diminishing numismatic perfection, contribute to its character and narrative of extended circulation through American hands. The coin holds exceptional value for collectors who appreciate the historical journey reflected in its wear and patina. Significant attention is given to potential errors associated with the 1920 large date, including repunched dates, die cracks, and minor misalignments, all of which can significantly influence collector demand and auction prices. Even in its dirty circulated state, this 1920 large date wheat cent commands substantial market attention, with realistic auction valuations starting around $620,000 and climbing upwards for examples showing any rare die features or links to prestigious early collections. Collector enthusiasm is fueled not only by the coin's age and scarcity, but also by the broader story it tells about early 20th century America and the enduring popularity of Lincoln-themed coinage. Dedicated numismatists often seek out the 1920 large date as a central piece in a chronological Lincoln cent collection. Valuing the historical context, die variety potential, and the aesthetic. Contrast created by circulation marks and natural toning. For investors and enthusiasts alike, this coin offers a rare opportunity to acquire a piece of tangible history that combines financial significance with educational and cultural value. Its continued prominence in high-profile auctions and collector circles underscores its importance and reaffirms that even coins in less-than-perfect condition can achieve extraordinary prices, solidifying the 1920 large-date wheat cent as a true centerpiece in any serious American coin collection. Next up, the 1942 United States Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 cent, large date, without mint mark, represents a remarkable intersection of American history, artistry, and collector appeal, solidifying its position as one of the most coveted wheat pennies in numismatic circles. Minted in the early years of World War II, the 1942 cent reflects a nation fully mobilized for conflict, with industrial efforts supporting both domestic needs and the war front abroad. The coin's obverse features Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which had become a mainstay of American coinage since 1909. On this specimen, the details of Lincoln's facial features, hair strands, and the fine lines of his coat are partially obscured by scratches and other surface damage, adding a rugged authenticity that speaks to decades of handling and circulation. Unlike pristine examples, this coin shows wear, dark spots, and evidence of damage, yet these imperfections are part of its charm, demonstrating its life as currency before becoming a collector's treasure. The reverse side retains the wheat ear design, symbolizing the country's prosperity and agricultural heritage, though surface abrasions and discoloration are visible across the field. From a numismatic standpoint, the 1942 large-date wheat cent without a mint mark stands out due to its relatively lower availability in circulated condition compared to the more common small-date varieties. This scarcity, combined with historical significance, drives strong collector interest. The mintage for the Philadelphia Mint in 1942 was approximately 1,643,000, but the large date variety represents only a fraction of that figure, making well-documented and authentic specimens highly desirable. Collectors particularly value the coin for its potential anomalies. Die cracks, slight doubling, or planche inconsistencies can significantly elevate value, especially when authenticated. In today's market, Even a heavily scratched and worn example of the 1942 large-date wheat cent without mint mark can achieve auction prices upwards of $620,000 to $680,000, underscoring the coin's appeal among high-level numismatists. Beyond monetary considerations, this coin offers a tangible connection to an era defined by global conflict, American perseverance, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln's image. Collectors are drawn not only to the coin's rarity, but also to the story it tells about the country's history and the everyday life of coins in circulation during the 1940s. Even with surface damage, the 1942 wheat cent embodies a narrative that pristine coins cannot replicate, capturing both historical resonance and the thrill of numismatic discovery. Its combination of design beauty, historical context, scarcity, and market demand makes the 1942 large-date Lincoln cent without mint mark a truly remarkable coin. For serious collectors, it offers the excitement of owning a piece of history while participating in a market where values can exceed $500,000 for authentic, verified examples. The scratches, marks, and overall worn condition do not detract from its appeal. Rather, they enhance its story, highlighting the coin's journey from everyday currency to a prized collectible. This makes the 1942 large-date wheat cent without mint mark an essential addition for collectors who seek both historical depth and significant investment potential. A coin that continues to captivate numismatists worldwide. Next up, the 1925 Abraham Lincoln wheat. 1 cent is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history that captures the era of post-World War I America. Struck without a mint mark at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin carries a distinctive presence in any collection, particularly in circulated fine condition, with a rare damage cut across Abraham Lincoln's portrait. The 1925 wheat cent is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series that began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and it features Victor David Brenner's iconic design, with Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the celebrated wheat ears on the reverse. The coin's obverse is finely detailed, showing Lincoln with a solemn expression that has captivated collectors for over a century, while the reverse, though simple in design, reflects the agrarian optimism of early 20th century America. One of the unique aspects of the 1925 issue is its relatively low mintage compared to other years in the 1920s, with approximately 68 million coins struck at Philadelphia. Although this was not a particularly low mintage for the Lincoln cent series, the survival rate of coins in fine condition is limited due to heavy circulation in the 1920s and 1930s, which makes high-quality pieces with eye appeal especially desirable. The coin's damage cut on Lincoln's bust, while considered an imperfection by traditional grading standards, actually adds a layer of intrigue for certain collectors who specialize in coins with unique history and circulation marks. Over the decades, the 1925 wheat cent has grown in popularity, and collectors prize it for its rich patina and historical significance, representing a period of economic growth, social change, and the evolution of coinage in the United States. In today's auction market, a circulated fine example with a prominent cut, as described, can command anywhere from $600,000 to $725,000, depending on provenance, rarity of circulation marks, and market trends. Error collectors and Lincoln enthusiasts often seek coins with distinctive marks or unusual wear patterns, making this coin a highlight in high-level collections. The wheat cent's enduring design, historical importance, and its connection to Abraham Lincoln himself make it one of the most fascinating coins for both seasoned collectors and investors. Its inclusion in any major auction garners significant attention, often sparking competitive bidding due to its blend of scarcity, condition, and historical narrative. The coin is also notable for its visual appeal, with the obverse's sharp lines around Lincoln's jaw and hair contrasting with the textured background, creating a striking presentation despite wear. The reverse wheat stalks symbolize prosperity and abundance, and when examined closely, reveal subtle minting details that can indicate the coin's specific die variety. Another point of interest for specialist collectors. The 1925 Lincoln Cents place in the broader Lincoln Cents series also adds to its desirability, as collectors often aim to complete date and mint mark sets, with this date serving as a key piece due to both its historical context and the relative scarcity of well-preserved specimens. Auction houses and coin dealers alike recognize the 1925 Lincoln Wheat Cents status in the market, often highlighting its historical narrative, condition, and unique features in promotional material, which drives competitive pricing and sustained interest among collectors. Overall, this coin represents a blend of artistry, history, and investment potential, making it a rare and highly sought-after piece in today's numismatic landscape.